Everybody's here.
Yeah.
Who?
No one's on.
No. Amanda,
Yes,
you can hear me?
I can.
Okay, I don't think anybody's here. Hold on.
Well, we're live, so this recording is going to be.
Yeah. So we'll go and then I'm going to post it into the team page.
Okay.
All right. Do you want to start?
Yeah, you want to start? Oh, I'll start.
Yeah.
Why don't you introduce yourself? No, okay. Okay. So you guys, this is Amanda. She's my upline. She's my direct. I was on Instagram. We've been on Instagram. I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
We've been on Instagram forever. Like
Yeah.
really almost since it started as homeschool moms. And a couple of summers ago, Amanda was going to what I found out later was convention, and you had on the black and white striped Madison. Do you remember?
Yes.
And I was like, oh, she's in an airport and she's wearing cute clothes. So I messaged her and was like, are you selling fabric? Because I really didn't know what, like literally that was my question. She has screenshotted it and sent it to me. So anyways, Amanda is, she told me to listen to Deanne's call, so I did. And then the rest is kind of history. I'm really excited for y'all to hear her story and how she found LuLaRoe because it's amazing. And then she's going to kind of talk to you about some things that she's learned. How long has it been?
2 years exactly.
When?
February 22nd is my birthday from my onboarding, and March 5th was my birthday for my first pop-up.
For a year or 2 years?
Yeah.
Oh, holy cow. Okay. So I'm gonna hand it over to you and mute myself, okay?
Okay. All right. So in February of 2014, that LuLaRoe went on their first cruise, and at the time I was following a makeup artist who had been doing some photo shoots for LuLaRoe. I was a photographer before LuLaRoe, and I followed Amelia Lyon, and I followed Amy Clark, who is a makeup artist, and they were doing the LuLaRoe photo shoot for when the Madison and the Julia and the Cassie came out, and then they all went on the cruise, and I started lurking Instagram, and Amelia posted a picture of Deanne in what was the first warehouse that was outside of Deanne's home, and Deanne had all these packages in her arms, and she was like leaning over, and Amelia said, "I'm so proud of my mom and the business that she's growing." And then I started doing a lot more research about LuLaRoe, and I messaged two women who were around me. One is no longer doing it, and the other one was Jillian. And Jillian immediately messaged me back, and instead of saying, "Oh, you can start up with this much money and you can do this, this, this," she told me her story. And I was instantly captivated by it. And then she said, because I asked her if she would just do a party for me, then she said, "I can do a party for you in 4 months," because she's a farmer's wife and she has to feed all the farmers. And it was just about starting to be planting season. And she said, "Or you can become a consultant." And then I prayed about it and talked to my husband. And on the Friday after she messaged me, I called the office, and Kelly Fott, I don't know if you guys know her, she's now a consultant and she's a coach. But I called her and I said, "Okay, I'm on board." And she said, "Okay, what's your shipping address? Give me your credit card." It was so easy back then. And I became a consultant. And I didn't really get my head into the game because honestly, LuLaRoe didn't have all the tools that they have now. There was nothing like the 72-hour game plan. Audrey in the back office there was no Audrey, but what they called the back office was, it's nothing like what it is now. And so I last minute decided to go to the convention, the very first national convention in 2014. And that's when I got the bug, and I went home and I'm like, I am never missing anything. I'm going to go on that cruise. I'm going to go to every training that I can go to. And I just worked my butt off, and I'm still like that. I want to go to every training that I can go to, leadership, local trainings, cruise, every cruise I can go on to. I was total FOMOing last week because I should have been on that cruise, and you should have too, Susan. It was supposed to be a blast. But So that's my story, and it's totally changed our lives. We are completely debt free, and we're, buying homes, going on trips and things like that. So there's that. Sorry, I'm not taking it off.
Why not?
Because I'm in the middle of a webinar.
Do it when
And that's my life. All right, so I want to talk to you guys about the comparison trap, because it's really easy to get caught up in watching things on Instagram and on Facebook and hearing, oh, I had a 100-piece party and different things like that. And it's really easy to get caught up and get sad and start playing the victim and thinking, well, I'm never going to be as good as so-and-so, or that's never going to happen for me. When really, LuLaRoe is for you, and you need to make it work for yourself, for your family, however you can do it. I am not the kind of person that can do 5 parties a week. I'm not the kind of person, so I have to set a schedule, and I have to do it the way that I can do it for myself, and I can't think, well, so-and-so can do all these parties and she can make all this money. But that's not for me. I have to be with my family. I have to work LuLaRoe the way that it can fit into my life. So I really want to encourage you to don't be them, but to be you. Don't compare yourself to other people. Susan said that last time you guys talked about time management. I'm just going to put a plug in because I think it's so important. You really need to look at your schedule, look at your family's schedule, look at your life, and kind of set hours and do it for you, because you don't want it to get overwhelming and you don't want to get burnt out. Another thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about and share is something Deanne said a long time ago, and it sticks with me whenever I'm talking to a potential recruit, a potential customer, or a potential hostess. And that is, some will, some won't, so what's next? And if you just think about that all the time, you're going to stay positive. And when there is some rejection, like, oh, that Cassie skirt, I can't wear that, or, or something like that, if you're at a party, or when a potential recruit, you spend all this time with them and then they don't become a consultant, you just think in your head, some will, some won't, so what's next? And all those things that you're doing through all that rejection, if you're thinking that is a learning experience, and thinking, okay, what could I have done differently? How could I improve on this? And think, okay, something else is going to come. Somebody else is going to ask me about the business opportunity. Another hostess is going to come, and think about how you can improve on those situations just for the next time, and just to constantly think about that. Another thing that I want to talk to you about is when you're recruiting, to think about this, and not just recruiting, just anything. 3 C's. It's really easy. Everybody is a potential customer, a potential consultant, or a connection to one of those. So if you're always thinking about that in your life, it's just going to naturally happen for you. You're going to naturally get hostesses. You're going to naturally organically get those recruits, because you're going to be constantly thinking about it, but also just living it and loving LuLaRoe, and it's going to be natural when you're recruiting and when you're spending time with people. And then the last thing that I really want to encourage you to do is to be at every training that you can be at. Like I said, get on those cruises, do everything that you can to be around people. This past weekend, I went to Colorado, and I was thinking that I was going there so that I could share my wealth of information. But I came home truly inspired, and it's from people who are not even, they don't even have started a team yet. But just thinking and being around them gets you inspired. It encourages you. It gets a fire under your butt to keep going and to keep doing things better. And you're going to constantly be changing the way you do things, and you're going to learn from other people. I constantly am learning when I'm around other people in the business, and it makes me a better consultant. It makes me a better leader, and it's just so good to go to those things and really carve out that time. I can't do very many pop-ups, and I can't do a ton of stuff like that, but I know that I'm going to look on my calendar, and I'm going to go to as many trainings as I can. I'm never going to miss a leadership. I will never miss convention, because that is so important. the cruise, you know, that people come back and their lives are changed just from being around people in the business. And one of my girls texted me today. She's like, I had no idea how life-changing that cruise would be. I was thinking it would be fun, but it was so life-changing. I have such a different perspective on the business. And her team, like 6 people contacted her while she was on the cruise, and her team is exploding now. And that's just what happens every time you go to one of those trainings or anything LuLaRoe. So I really want to encourage you to do that. And so there's that. That's my story, and that's what I want to share with you guys.
I love it. I'm just so grateful because when I first went to California, Amanda and I were like, I mean, we were bedmates. We didn't know each other except for Instagram. I'm like, that's weird, right? But it wasn't weird. And so that's just the whole nature of this business is like, you know, you put yourself out there and you work really hard. And I mean, generally you come home and you're like, I had no idea. And now I know. And so a couple of things maybe Amanda and I were going to talk to y'all about. There was some discussion today about names. I apologize if I have misled anybody about your online name. My online shop happened this fall, so where maybe I'm more of an orange, which means a free will, screw you type of girl about goals. Apparently, in policy and procedure, you need to be, if you're going to use the name LuLaRoe, your name needs to be with LuLaRoe. So we can...
Not the word with. It needs to be LuLaRoe, first name, last name. Or your business name.
Right. Just let's focus on LuLaRoe name. Okay. And if you can't change your name, you can't change it. Okay. Secondly, the Pride Shop. Amanda, how many consultants are in the Pride Shop?
Well, we have 450 in the participant page. So that is how many admins are in there.
And then you have 10,000 shoppers?
Yes. And it's crazy. And every time I talk to somebody, they're always like, I only sold 1 or 2. And that's not really the point. We really want it to be able to get our name out there. And I got the whole idea from Lula Shine. The person who started that is Shelly Freckleton. And I had the opportunity to spend some time with her this weekend. And I told her about the Pride Shop, and she's like, whoa, that's way too big. She encouraged me to have trainers break away from that original page. So if you are a trainer and you have, I'm thinking like 12-ish under you, you should break away and start your own, because your team is gonna multiply anyways, because everything's growing exponentially right now.
Yeah.
Once you get to that point, you should go ahead and start your own page. And our bigger shopping groups, we will allow you to advertise, because of course you want the customers to see those pages, and you can advertise those, and you can do it however you want. I've heard some people are going to be doing the weekly, some people are going to bi-weekly, and some people are doing monthly. So the Pride Shop is just too big. And
so we need to respect that the Pride Shop essentially is now for Amanda's directs who are not trainers, correct?
Correct.
There is not a pressure on you as a trainer or a team leader to start a team shop. I have zero desire to do that. So I found 2 girls in my team that could do that for me that were already participating in the Pride Shop. So I wouldn't like, this is a great opportunity to find the like leadership skills on your team and give those girls a chance to like stand up and do what they're good at that maybe is not your skill set. Do you agree?
I agree. I definitely think that as a trainer, you need to be able to delegate that job to somebody and just pick them. You're going to know your girls and see who would be best at doing that. Obviously not somebody who works full time, but if they have more time on their hands and they're just starting their team and whatnot, maybe give that responsibility to them.
Or somebody who's been in the pride shop. My 2 girls that are going to run it have been in the pride shop, so they get it and they understand what it should look like.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, and then when your team gets bigger, encourage your trainers to do the same.
Yeah.
Encourage the shop. Because it's, I mean, I'm a shopper when on the Pride Shop. Honestly, I bought 3 Amelias last week because they were things that I had never seen. So, honestly, I'm an addict too.
Okay. Let me ask Brooks, can you think of any more shopkeeping? No. Okay. Amanda, do you want to add anything else?
No, you guys are doing amazing. And Susan is an amazing leader. I often wish that I was under her instead of the other way around because she's amazing.
Yours.
And Brooks too. Brooks is awesome too.
Right. It's a good team. Okay, yeah. So if you guys, here's a good thing. If you guys have questions for Amanda 2 years in, put them in the page here and ask her, and I know she'll answer them. And use her, wisdom and the time that she's been involved to ask her questions. So, all right, Amanda, thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, everybody.
Want to have you here. Bye. Bye, you guys.